All right. Hello again for those in Discord. Hello, I guess, for the first time for those watching on YouTube. I tried to play this set and they didn't show up for 15 minutes, or they showed up and then disappeared. I don't know. Okay, so we gotta figure out how to play this board. Well, I thought about it a long time already and talked about it, so now I don't really have huge interest in talking about it again. They want to open blockade silver. You could do blockade lackeys. You do want to hit 6 once for sure. Certainly see it being you can also just get lucky like this. I'm gonna put our research into hand, and I think by another blockade. So we got our second blockade. They didn't get our research, so that was all nice. Trying to think if I do a lackeys or if I do another silver to try and hit 6. Oh, okay. That didn't quite work out. I'm not gonna gain a research. I could gain an island. You know what? Actually, well, I'm not guaranteed to draw it unless I. Maybe I don't gain the island. I'm trying to think with. Trying to think what the. I guess I'll just play this. I may not draw this. The estate. Then you don't really want to trigger the shuffle that badly. You know what would be interesting? Actually, maybe a little. Well, no. I don't know. Well, we got the best possible draw for this, what we did, so that's nice. When did they innovate? I totally missed that. That was unfortunate that they were able to innovate there. We're still not in a bad spot. By any stretch, we're doing okay. We're getting some nice trashing. We'll have a good turn next turn. This is okay-ish. I mean, it's not good, but we'll buy a wharf. Maybe we'll draw silver and can buy lackeys. Most likely we'll draw some actions. We were really confident. If we had like a blockade in hand instead of a state, we could maybe buy a outpost and play it. I think we want to get the wharf down. Not crazy though. So they probably don't want to innovate that. I guess you can't actually play more treasures after you play the wharf. I take that back. Whatever I said about buying lackeys. Well, that's not too bad. That's okay, actually. I'm surprised they're not going for another innovated wharf. I'm pretty surprised they're going for the. I guess if you're looking to draw some more of that stuff, it makes sense. Well, we need to draw the blockade. Okay, we drew both blockades. That's interesting. If you innovate one of the blockade gains, does it not? What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. If you innovate one of the blockade gains, does it not stay on? We gotta innovate a wharf anyway. Oh. Well. Maybe we gotta play it. Well, we don't have to. Actually, we could just have the blockade staggered. Yeah, let's just leave it and have it attacking. Should probably innovate an outpost here. I feel a little bit ahead, but not unbeatably ahead. That feels pretty bad. I think they're going to be in trouble later on with those lackeys. I think we're actually going to 3-pile. Oh. That looks not great to me. Also, they don't get a wharf down here. I don't know why you innovate the lackeys. Not a particular fan of these buys. I don't think this works either. You're just going to run out of villagers instantly. This is pretty bad, of course, but if you bottom deck this stuff, what can you do? I'm actually pretty okay with just waiting a little bit here and waiting for them to be in the awkward position of the running out of villagers, then having to take curses maybe. Which is possible they can handle the curses. And they do have researches. They can blow up some of these extra terminals that they have, but I'm basically trusting that their deck doesn't have enough villages to actually make this work. And that they don't just pile out on me. Which is possible. We could see the Wharf's lackeys in like Estates run and they just have enough gains to make it happen. Like obviously this is a lot. This is a really nice outpost turn. And I guess you just like research a lackeys here. They're gonna have to research orbs pretty often. Or start taking curses, which maybe they can handle. They didn't blockade them though, so I can still take them freely. Maybe they just take a curse every turn and that's fine. I'm hoping at some point they have maybe a sort of worse turn, but I mean obviously this is running pretty well. Their hand is like had like 3 lackeys in it. 3 or 4, well more than that, right? I only have one lackey, so it's got like, this is like all lackeys. Pretty funny. I don't know if gold makes sense more than spices, but maybe it does. I cannot hit. I'm bottom decking the wharves and stuff. What do we have here? This is 10, so I can't really. I need to do wharf and outpost. Well, I could do just spices and outpost. Still not drawing well at all. Maybe we just didn't have the draw cards, but we didn't find the block. Like, this is awful. The hope is actually that they would just have a bunch of lackeys in hand and not wharves. Because then, yeah, this sucks. They have lackeys before wharves and they have to play the lackeys out. That's a really kind of a bad use of the villagers. But they may have a, well, probably not a pile out, but we're not like far from that. This was a terrible bottom deck though for me. And they don't draw a deck but do get to the outpost, which is killer. This really sucks. They may be able to win if they just go 4 lackeys here. I don't know if it's guaranteed, but it's probably pretty likely. I don't know. Well, they may not quite have the money for that to get the wharf and the estates. You could certainly get pretty close on like curses. You could maybe win if you go quad lackeys. I mean, it's probably a little risky. There's certainly a chance though. You could blockade for a acting troop. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's guaranteed, but it is probably pretty likely. You just blockade for acting troop and then you just spend $11 and buy an island. You only need $15. So yeah, this just wins. All right. Well, I think they play that nicely. I don't know if I super messed up or if it was something on the shuffles. I mean, they hit the innovation turn 2 or turn 4. certainly makes a big difference. I could have played more towards that rather than taking the research, though. Even taking silver wouldn't have guaranteed it. How do I... Does this work? I have to clear this somehow, don't I? Alright, I got it. This is a bit... We just play like Merchant Guild gear masterpiece or something. I mean, you can maybe build an artificer thing. Well, I would say you certainly could build an artificer thing. Whether that scores enough, I don't, or whether that catches up, I don't know. But you could build an artificer thing and have some overdraw stuff with Storyteller Magpie. That wouldn't be out of consideration. And you can certainly do some stuff with... I mean, there's all this drawn stuff here. You could maybe play with Soothsayer or some in that deck too, Stonemason. There's just not a lot of alt VP, or there's not any alt VP, so that becomes more challenging. I think I'd rather have the 3/4 to be honest, but do I want the Magpie? Do I just want the gear? I mean, Lost Arts gear, Merchant Guild stuff has got to be pretty robust. It's just not going to be super explosive. I could have gone Artificer as well. Wouldn't have been crazy. And like top deck a Merchant Guild on this hand or Soothsayer or something would have been okay. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna... I guess I could have also doctored. I didn't really consider that at all. They must have set aside a copper too. This is a bummer that this overpay worked out. I would have, if I was going to overpay, I certainly would have kept another copper and trashed another card. But that hit at least isn't too good. kind of would have rather I would have rather the magpie had just hit. That's okay. Nobody's really doing anything too exciting so far. That was not a good draw for me, really. The gear to the 2 estates. I mean, oh, I had all 3 estates. That's the problem. 2 of them was fine, but I would like to get some magpies, but I kind of think I want a soothsayer here. I mean, I want to buy Lost Arts. Then I would like a soothsayer. Okay. I kind of want to play with more than just one terminal, and so I don't. Okay, there we get a magpie. That's nice. I'm dying. I am dying on the order of my draw so far. It's just like this stuff at the top every time for 2 games. If they have 7, they may go Stonemason, Merchant Guild, Storyteller. I think it's pretty okay. This silver I don't love. This is, I'm just dying off this. I like him actually. Going to lose from this. I assume this is a stonemason. I mean, okay, I have done 0 trashing, so like I'm whining and it's not really justified because I've done just zilch trashing, but it's still not what I want, of course. You may not actually, oh no, you don't get the coffers in time. Yeah, I mean, I would I would have, first of all, I would have set aside 2 cards with gear for sure. Because you really don't need 9, I don't think, here. Particularly, unless you really want to do Magpie Merchant Guild, which I guess is not crazy, but... Okay, so this is just like a clear misplay, right? Because they had $9, and they set one card aside, so they should certainly have set aside the copper as well. I don't know how much of the storyteller to play. There's more magpies in here, I believe. I don't know. I think I'm not gonna set aside here. Okay, so we get that. So the question is, do we want Soothsayer or not? They still have a doctor as well. I guess I never turned that off when we remade the table. That's a whoopsie. I don't think this is right. I think, in fact, that it's like clearly wrong at this stage. So I think I'm fairly happy. I mean, they'll double some, but hopefully this is enough magpies to get through. Well, okay, that did not work. I don't even have enough money to do two. It's like what the Lost Arts on Merchant Guild, and then you masterpiece immediately. I don't know. Maybe they'll double fast enough. This sucks though that I didn't have over. I mean, I think these last 2 cards are magpies. Just the way this is going for me right now. I could have paid more money, of course, on the Soothsayer, but the thing is, like, you can just fail to... Well, not really fail to draw, but... So you've got, like, probably guaranteed doubles. I should just deny it just for having to sit for 15 minutes. So you like can probably consistently double. So the question is if I can get close to that. I don't necessarily have to double, but if I can get close to that. Okay, so now they're going back. So they set aside the then there's going to be also a 3-pile consideration. So they set aside the storyteller, right? And then they just draw deck with that. And then they do, so it's a rinse repeat kind of thing. They're gonna have 3 buys. That's not quite pile out territory. Trying to think on those. There are 3 coppers. A soothsayer. And I guess the rest must be magpies. So we only need to draw. Well, we need to draw 5, right? If we want to gain in play anyway. This is kind of annoying. But I guess that's what we gotta do. I mean, we can do 4 and hope that one of the coppers are bottom decked, but it only saves $1, which I don't know if that matters. I do hit the 3 buys first, which is kind of nice. I guess are they just gonna have like easy triple? That may be problematic. Can't wait till I full on dud here. It's gonna be super cool. Do we buy a copper? I don't think this is a 3 pile for them, but I'm not like paying good enough attention to know for sure. I mean, if we find storyteller, it's fine. This also doesn't actually draw a deck for them. So that's something as well. Obviously, they have triple province. But they blew the coffers, right? So they don't have it next turn. Unless they do the masterpieces. So they didn't triple. They could double and do the masterpieces. The curses are really not too terrible for me. Or, I mean, the cursing is actually sort of nice. if they don't do big masterpiece, then they don't really have any draw next turn to speak of. I mean, I say that. I mean, they probably still draw a bunch of cards, but they're not guaranteed to get to their gains or whatever because the deck's so big. So, like, they probably have a storyteller set aside or whatever. It could be bottom decked. I mean, technically, they could dud here. It could be the last card in the deck, and they don't have more draw to get to it. But anyway, that's quite unlikely. More likely it's set aside with the gear. But if they don't take some masterpieces now, then the draw doesn't work. I guess I could. Well, no, then I would have been exposing myself to the. No, actually, I wouldn't have. I didn't have enough money to like empty the masterpieces or anything like that, though. So, or empty the silvers. It's not actually a deck that runs indefinitely. Not the way they built it. So if there's some window where they can't 3-pile, but we can get the points, then maybe we'll make it out okay. Just not sure whether that's the case or not. They can also take the masterpiece, but not, they don't have to empty the silvers necessarily, and just, I mean, they probably shouldn't empty the silvers, right? They should probably only take like, 8 or so, maybe, I don't know, whatever amount that lets you still kick off, because you get 2 coffers per silver anyway. Artificers seem nice. So the question for me is going to be whether there's gain in play I can do to pile. I guess seems pretty unlikely, but maybe not impossible. Maybe have a money issue. Artificers are pretty much as good as getting provinces, so that's nice. They still haven't gotten a one. I mean, yeah, like if you gain 5-ish cards or so, you probably don't have to masterpiece. That's probably sufficient to draw a deck. They do go ahead masterpiece, which is actually a little confusing to me. But. So they add the 2 artificers. That means they're up to 5 provinces next turn. So I probably have to find a pile out. Well, that should be friendly, actually, this silver lowering. Actually, that looks terrible. I mean, I can gain a silver. That's not a problem. That looks like a huge mistake, actually. So let me think. So I can stonemason for silver and stonemason gold for double stonemason. Or I'm probably like duchy stonemason, right? And then I only have to have $8. Yeah, that was awful. I just save a magpie and I get the. I mean, there's still a lot of magpies left, so. I'm understanding this correctly, right? I can stonemason a stonemason, gain stonemason silver, play that stonemason, trash gold, gain stonemason duchy. I mean, I didn't even have to do exactly that necessarily, but. So we should just draw a deck here. We should just draw a deck here, right? There'll be enough money left over. We still have the golds, or the other two golds. I mean, we can even do a bunch more. This is like me being rude. I don't know. I shouldn't do that. I knew where the pile out was before then. Yeah, the silver, the masterpiece. And maybe I could have got the pile. I wasn't really. I mean, I maybe could have gone stonemason and gears. Just looking at how that, I had some resources unplayed, for sure. So maybe they were in trouble anyway. I don't know. They could have scored more, obviously, than just a single province. Whoops, that's not what I want. You have knights and base. And I have a 5-2. Sir Michael, I mean, I would be cool with it if it were Anna. Sir Michael looks not super good. With the library, of course. I mean, I guess you could hurt him some at the start, maybe. I would like an altar. I think I would buy library. It could be festival or lab. I mean, you could buy Michael, honestly, but I would take Anna for sure, and probably like Sylvia, but the rest would be a little bit of a hard sell. Maybe Destry, maybe Bailey, but I don't think Squire Gardens really works. I think you probably get beat up by Knights. They go straight for the rats, which I'm not confident of. I mean, I would probably buy the remodel before the rats. I mean, I like the rats eventually, but I would take a remodel first, I think. I really would like an altar. This isn't ideal, frankly. Maybe I should have gone rats. I don't know that I want the silvers. I don't know that I want anything. I didn't find my library or my necro's not in there. Maybe I take another squire. Oh, this is stupid. Um, this is really bad, actually. I mean, the library had reasonable odds of hitting the hitting 6. Okay, we get 6 here, so that's cool. There are some dream draws we can get here. This is okay. I mean, this still has potential to turn into a dream draw. There is something to be said for just getting the knights just to do knight stuff, even if you think the Sir Michael attack isn't so good. It's just a little hard when you're got nice build stuff to go for. Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. I think we go second library. We'll buy a festival. I think. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. These are really, really good shuffles now. These last two have been super good. Hopefully they don't have their library. They have a library. Okay. That's unfortunate, but the way it goes. I may alter for a remodel this turn. Still think I'm like a little bit ahead. We get a second altar, which I like. Always a big fan. I think we skipped the scavenger. We can keep those. So that was pretty sad that we didn't find rats or altar to lower hand size here. That was pretty unfortunate. I think we gotta go for a trasher. The rats doesn't matter. Okay. So the question now is whether we take the remodel. Kind of think we wait even still on the remodel and do a festival library pair here, or even like a laboratory. Wait on the remodel until we have a little bit better draw. And we're pretty close on it, I would say. We had 6 and could go remodel Squire Library. Might do that. I'm gonna do this one more time. See, we don't even get the... Unfortunately. I'll actually scream if they find a library here. I guess library wouldn't be that huge. Though we'd probably get them a 5x. If they drew like Squire into library here, I would just die. This will be a 3 pile almost certainly. This was sad. Guess we just trash the copper, keep the necro, and go remodel. Okay. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Love it. I don't even know if they'll get around to. I don't know how many coppers they have left still. Maybe enough to still get a 5-buy. Yeah. This is actually a little bit tough, but I guess I'll keep it. I'm definitely ahead at this point. We could have obviously. I can just keep all this now. This isn't a pile out, is it? Surely not. I mean, the rats could run, but I don't think the rest is that close. Let's go festival laboratory. You might wonder about a laboratory, right? Because it looks a little stupid, but it can do some overdraw, like gain in play stuff, and it can also, I mean, it's just a little more consistent. Though I should say that from this deck composition with the library on top, it maybe still makes sense to just do the festivals. We should be like 1 from here. So I don't know if we necessarily have a 3 pile. What are we looking for? Do we think we can 3 pile? We can gain 3 5s pretty easily. We could empty the rats if we wanted to. Let's say we gain all festivals. Or I guess it would be the libraries. Let's say we gain all the libraries. And we empty the rats. Then we only need $12. We do have. Right. And 6 buys. $12, 6 buys, which that I'm less sure of. I mean, we don't have to try for the pile out either. So it like should be doable. How many rats did I have at the end? Like quite a few still. 1, 2. How many festivals did I have? 3, 4. I do have 5 festivals. Sorry, I'm good on buys. I don't need the squire buys. This is the money, so we can remodel. All right. One more. I forget. Edek is apparently a quick readier, not waiting for the appropriate time. I guess we're gonna go Cathedral Silk. I mean, you could do Patron. There's not. I mean, there's like a big engine you could build. Excuse me. Whether that makes sense, I don't know. There's certainly a pretty big engine, though. It's like, I just don't know how good it is. Maybe you go Cathedral Improve. Try to get the Sculptor. Clearly, Sculptor is quite nice. You can get a lot of you can get a lot of I don't think you have to take the Silk Merchant first. I think that's probably incorrect. I mean, you can get a lot of patron reveals with Apothecary potentially. I don't know if that's worth it. That's the question, is whether you're doing deck drawing with Cathedral or whether you're just playing okay. Hopefully they didn't draw their Sculptor. You kind of think it's probably worth it to do the improves are kind of nice in general, but I don't know if they're better than Silk Merchant. You kind of think it's got to be worth it to do the pool stuff. I guess the villages are a problem. Maybe Golem's alright. I don't know. Is Golem any good? You're gonna have such a tiny deck. I still can't figure on whether this stuff actually goes anywhere. Like the engine stuff. Because it's not like... I mean, they get a good draw for it, so... It certainly looks pretty persuasive. Yes, you can reveal patrons too to get a little boost. I mean, it may make sense. Silk merchants are a little weird to me, but it's like you're way overdrawn. I mean, you can draft them to Cathedral, of course, but this is also weird to me. I'm just saying that a lot, but it's true. I just have a hard time believing that those are the two potion cards you want to buy. They have a lot of silk merchants. You need improves or something. I don't get it. This is like a drawn deck with not much in it. Improve would be pretty nice. I could see them doing some work with that. So maybe they'll get an improve soon. They can't play it now, so you assume they're just getting a treasure. Surely silver is like okay. You have a lot of buys, you have money. I don't know. I don't get it. It's funny actually, everything but Alchemist reveals. Which is kind of cute. Just like do double page, like patron pool. Yeah, I like that. I like those. Those look nice. I don't think you're gonna buy a copper. I mean, we gotta leave this, right? Okay, so this didn't work out so well. Well, we could lackeys. Or silk merchant even. That's just for my own fun times. My pool didn't do too good, unfortunately. my scrying pool. Well, you know, I say that. It drew 2 cards. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a brutal, actually, hit there. Oh well. I feel like we're a little wheel spinning here. There doesn't seem to be huge reasons to like delay training too much longer. Maybe we'll make sure you can get up to double. I kind of think I would have bought, this sucks. I guess we go for lackeys. We can draw more if we actually hit anything. That's something. Still haven't found the improve. If we gain... It's not really getting us anywhere. The golem disappearing sucked. Super sucked. We can do lackeys again. We just end up with this same sort of problem. Unfortunately, they may run a lot of coffers soon. They don't have villagers though. I kind of wish I had more buys. We could do... I'm just dying on these opening hands here, honestly. Like, they'll probably flip a golem from the top. It's just... It's not good. We could just province here. Save the coffer. I mean, there's like a question, right, of how much goodness we're getting out of this. We can certainly double at the end. I don't think we'll triple. So that may be a problem. They may get a lot of coffers at some point. Yeah. They may have triple before the end here, which will be a problem. I guess it's not impossible for me to get triple, but it would probably take some deck stacking. And if I can triple, I'll just do it. that's probably that's probably a crazy even consideration, right? Maybe if the coffers all hit, or maybe if the two patrons down in there get coffers, I get to 6. I might get to 18 on the rest. I don't know. They have quad even. Is quad good? Can I beat that? Get 18. I need 4. I need 4 duchies. I mean, if I have the villages, it's not too bad. I can improve. If I have the villages, it's doable. The bad thing is trying to figure out when to take the improves. I'm not sure my silk merchant count, to be honest. I may be messing up the... Yeah, I was going to say maybe 2 coppers. Yeah. If we hit a redraw on the... I mean, I guess they could dud. I was going to say, if we hit a redraw on the... What am I saying? If we hit the golem on the reshuffle here, there may have been something... I should have played the Silk Merchant first, though. I knew it was 2 coppers. I actually did know that because I hadn't seen any hardly through this shuffle. So I actually knew that. That was just a really bad, like a game-losing scrying pool mess up. This has just got to be lackeys. Just to see another card. Like we just had to try to see if we could find another. We just had to try and see if we could find another. Maybe they'll dead. I don't know. It's unlikely, but they've had a golem. They have 1 golem, and they've had it in the opening hand so many times. That is killer. I don't know that I have like a... I don't know that I have like a takeaway from that. Like I have no real complaints about what they did. I don't think. But I felt okay about what I was doing. It just was like... it was just the golem stuff was pretty brutal for me. I did kind of want to check. I kind of doubt I get there anyway. I didn't mean to leave. I kind of want to look at shuffle better. Makes a difference. I may need to go back a little bit further, but we'll see if this is far enough, or if the bot finishes on that. Okay. So it was when I played the pool. So it should be Silk Merchant first, because like I actually did know that, and I thought of it a second before, but We get a little more draw, though. You kind of absolutely have to find the golem at the start for it to even be close, I think. Because I'm still here in this spot where I have to play a lackeys. Yeah, we're still bottom decking golem. What are we looking at here as far as resources now, though? Like, this could be a silk. I don't know if that helps. And then where are we at here? This is not too far. This actually is already tie. Or no, it's not. Take that back. That's not even tie. What if we get the... We get the golem at the start? I think we probably get there. Well, we at least get to tie. Because we can gain an improve rather than a silk merchant here. I mean, this could be lackeys to see one more card, but again, okay, the golem is literally our very bottom card. But if we get another action and we can use a sculptor for another improve, that gets us to tie. And if all 3 sculptors can be used for improve, well, even one can just be a state, right? It doesn't have to be improve. That's interesting. It's not too far. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See more recommended sets tournament later. Blah, 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 blah. Bye.